Look at that. Oh, man. It's getting really big. It's getting so big. It just, oh my God. And it's like tight. It's like so tight. You can't even see that bulge as much anymore because it's like so tight. Still not pregnant. Still on a bland diet, and I guess I'm talking like anybody knows what I'm talking about, and I'm talking to no one. So I just wanted to start documenting this, like, for myself, I guess. And it's so big tonight. I'm like 3 weeks into this that it's been this big. There's a hernia in there somewhere. The GI specialist that I saw said that she didn't even want to discuss the hernia, but she also doesn't know what's going on, doesn't know anything about what's going on. I had to turn in some lab work to make sure that I don't have like a bacterial infection that's causing this. It's, oh my God, it's so tight. I wish it like doesn't seem as big on the camera. Whatever. Anyway, I'm just rambling. It's so big. It's so big. And I'm miserable, and I was on clear liquids for a week, and now I've been on a bland diet for over a week of just like bland, plain, nothing. Yeah, I'm just trying to get through the day at this point. And I don't know, it's Saturday, so I won't know anything more until Monday unless something happens. But if you want to stay updated with me with my medical journey, because I have several autoimmune disorders and several medical conditions that are chronic, and so there's always gonna be something to see. My stomach doesn't normally look like this. I look like I'm 8 months pregnant, like full on 8 months pregnant. I've had stomach issues before, but this is really intense. This is like, it's really bad, and they don't know anything about what's going on, and they have to check for a bacterial infection, because if they need to do because they do need to do a colonoscopy and endoscopy from the top down too, and they can't do that if I have a bacterial infection, so they have to check that first. So hopefully I'll know more about that on Monday. I turned it in yesterday, which was just one of the freaking worst experiences ever. It's like, I don't understand, like, people in the medical field just seem so jaded, and I've been dealing with these issues for 15 years of infections and flare-ups and just a million things, and I get that you're frustrated, but I'm also fucking frustrated that and I feel like if you're in that field, that instead of treating people like they're faking or exaggerating or just trying to get medication, if you treat every single person like that instead of just treating them like humans, like maybe you shouldn't be in that field anymore. I don't get it. I don't get, like, especially where I'm at. I'm in Southern California, and you would think that I would have access to like the best hospitals, but like this area I'm in, there's just like very little like the hospitals around me are awful. Like, they're awful. And I mean, they literally told me nothing's wrong with me. He told me I had mild enteritis, which is swelling in the lower intestine. I'm like, I think there's a lot more going on than that. I just want to show how big it is. It's like, and it's so freaking tight. It's like, it's like a freaking balloon. I feel like I'm gonna burst, and nobody seems to think it's an emergency or a big enough deal. I don't know. I just feel like no one's taking it. Like, I'm in, it's been weeks like this, and I'm exhausted, and I'm in so much pain. I deal with pain all the time, every single day. This is something wrong. There's something very wrong when it's this swollen, and there's so much pain, and I don't understand ignoring a hernia that's 2.9 centimeters and a periumbilical hernia, which she said, well, if it's a hernia, it would be sticking out, and it's around your belly button. Where? How could it stick out? How could you see it? There's so much swelling. How could you see it? And to be like, I'm not even going to talk about it is just crazy to me. It's crazy to me. And I do have a protrusion on the right side that's been protruding for a week now, but my whole stomach is protruded. So it's just, I just don't understand doctors sometimes. And then they just want to blame everything like on what you're doing, and they just want to find something that it's your fault. And I go through this all the time, and then months later they find out that something's actually seriously wrong, and I'm the one that deals with it. I'm the one that has to go through it. So your frustration is like, I just maybe you should get out of the medical field. Anyway, check in on my pregnant belly. Still have no answers whatsoever. I've actually lost weight since this started. So like, if it's not like because I'm fat, I know I'm a little overweight, but this is not that. It's not. It does not look like this regular. It's never looked like this. I guess it, whatever. I don't know. I've had a lot of stomach issues. It's hard to keep track of every single one. I know it's been super swollen before. It's been more painful than this before, but I had salmonella, and then I had C. diff from being in the hospital for salmonella and getting antibiotics in the hospital, and I got something called C. diff, where I had to be quarantined for 3 weeks in the hospital. And it was awful. It was so painful. It was just miserable. It's one of the worst things I've ever had. C. diff. You may have a lot of autoimmune stuff and a lot of, I don't know, different stuff going on. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, I'm gonna be vlogging this from now on. I just need I need an outlet. It's been years. It's been so many years of this, and I need to keep track of it somehow. And I'm so exhausted most of the time to make the lists and the notes and all the stuff. So maybe this will help me to keep things straighter too. So that's where I'm at and what I'm doing. So, okay, bye.